of coffee
kind of
and 50 grams
mingling
together.
the
Two
infusion
cups
rate
of
is
coffee.
going to happen
So
much
50
faster.
grams
So
for all of you out there.
It's
Grind
about
of coffee for
two-thirds
this.
of a
You
cup
get a
of coffee
super
by
strong,
volume
pretty
measure.
bitter cup of coffee.
So that's going
and use
into
something that's
the
even
grinder
a little too
here.
coarse or chunky. It's going to be a little watery.
And now for
really
a pour-over
want
coffee,
coarse
you're
grind.
really
so
looking
I'm going to do
for
that a medium fine grind of coffee. A medium fine grind of coffee.
So this
Think
looks
of
pretty
sand,
good.
if you will,
Tip it upside
or a
down.
little bit of a
So
coarse
my coffee
sugar.
grounds are all
So
good.
again,
Nice
same
and coarse.
process
Now,
here.
one
Where
tip
we're
I like to do
moving
here,
the
guys,
grinder up and
is
down
to
and pulsing
warm
at the same
up
time
my
to encourage
French press
as
a
much
little
of a
bit
uniform grind
because
as possible.
this will help in keeping your coffee nice and hot. It will be less of a temperature shock
for the coffee
Okay, so
beans
this
while
looks
it
good.
brews. So just swirl it around with a little bit of hot water, empty that out.
Take
so
your
now
coarsely ground
I'm going
coffee
to
beans,
add
pour them
it
into the
to
bottom
the
of the
Chemex
French
filter.
press here.
Now,
This is a good way
when
for me
you're
to check
brewing
my weight
coffee,
to
when you're
see
using
if I
this
do
French
in
press
fact
method
get
or
the
the
50
Chemex,
grams.
as I'm going to show you, you don't want boiling water here. Bring your
52
pot up
grams.
to a
It's gonna be a
boil
little bit of a
and then
strong
turn
cup
it
of coffee,
off
but it's
and
gonna be
let
perfect.
it cool down
And now what you
slightly.
wanna do is
between
you want to just
190
take the
degrees
filter,
Fahrenheit
or
to
you
about
can even just
200
do it with the
degrees. Not
Chemex.
boiling.
You want to shake the
Boiling at that
grounds
high
out
heat
so that
will
they
burn
level
the
out
beans.
completely,
It
and
will
this
give
will
you bitter
help with
compounds
the
that
even
will flavor your
extraction
coffee and give you
of
an
the coffee
undesirable
grounds.
cup.
I'm going to zero out my
this is
scale,
not
and I'm
boiling.
going to
It's
add
around
now
that
the
temperature.
water.
And
And now
total,
I'm
you're gonna
going
need about
to
700
pour
grams of
the
water,
hot
and that's
water
about 3 cups
over the grounds. I'm going to go up to probably the top of
Again,
the
it's the
frame
same
that's
principle
holding
here.
the
We're
beaker.
not using
And
boiling water. We're using
with the French
water
press,
that's
you
around
want
190
to
to
stir
200
up the
degrees.
coffee a
And
little
this
bit.
initial
So
stage here, I'm
only
only going
stir
to
it
add
up with a
100
spoon
grams of
quickly
water. So
here.
a small portion of the
I'm
water.
going to
And
what
let
I'm going to
this
do is
kind of
moisten
sit
and
or
brew
what this is
together
called,
for
it's
about 3 to
blooming
5
the
minutes.
coffee grounds.
I'm going to go
So
4
start
minutes
in the
somewhere in
middle,
between.
okay?
Just put this
With
right
your
off to the
spout,
side.
and when your
timer
timer
goes
goes off,
off,
that's
that's
when
here.
you're ready
And
to
you want
drink
to pour
your
around
coffee.
in circles.
Now,
You want to
the
avoid
next
touching
method
the
of
water to
preparation
the
for coffee,
outside.
and this is probably for the people that are
filter
super
because
serious.
that will
This
happen.
is
The water will just kind of run
method of
straight down the
and
filter.
today
and it
I'm
won't
using what is
bloom up called a
moisten
Chemex.
the coffee
It's
grounds.
kind of
So
a
that's about
larger
100
version
grams
of
of
water
water
there.
there,
And
and
I'm going to let
because
this sit
this
for
vessel
about
here
a
will make
minute.
about
And
enough
this is
for
going
2
to
cups of coffee. Could
hydrate
even go
all
up to
of
3
the
cups of
grounds.
coffee.
It's going to let
what
any
you're going
of
to need
the
to, if
carbon
you're going to
dioxide,
invest
which is
in
this
this
natural
wonderful
gas
device here,
that
you're going
occurs
to
in the coffee
need
beans after
paper
roasting
filters that
to
go along with
escape.
it. Now,
So that when I
these
paper
pour,
filters,
the rest of
they
the
come in
water
boxes.
in.
There's
There's
going
going
to
to
be
be
a
a
circles
for it,
and some of
kind
them are
soak into the
squares.
beans
They're
and for
usually
us to get
folded
really
for
great
you already.
extraction. So I'm going
And
to
what
wait
you're going to
about
do is you're
a
going
minute
to
here.
now,
Kind of
while
create
I'm
a
waiting
cone
for
with
my
this paper
Chemex to
filter,
sit,
taking
it has been
the
about
layer
4
of
minutes
3
for
and putting
my
that towards
French
the
press
spout
coffee here.
of your Chemex.
And what you need to do,
And now what you need to
immediately
do
with a French
is,
press,
again,
when your
take a
timer
little
goes
bit
off,
of
you need
water,
to
and
plunge
you're
the
going
pot,
to
and that is just
moisten the
taking the
paper
filter
and pushing it
up
all the way
carafe.
to the
And
bottom.
also what you're doing here
This
is
way
you're
you're not
rinsing
over
the
extracting
filter.
your
You're getting
coffee,
rid of any
and
papery
you should
flavor
really
that
pour
might
this
exist
and serve
here.
it
So
immediately.
give this a
because
little
if
bit
you
of a
leave it in
swirl,
this
and then you
container
should
here,
be able
guys,
to pour this
what's going
water
to happen
right out.
is you're going to get a very strong and bitter coffee because
And
it
now
is still in
you're ready to
contact
start
with those
So if you go
grounds
into those
at the
serious
bottom.
third wave
And you
coffee
should
shops,
have
everything
a
is done
perfectly
by weight.
balanced
So
cup
if
of
you're going to buy
coffee.
Chemex or pour over, invest in a scale here. I'm going to zero it
Just
out,
like
and that
this.
means canceling
Really
out whatever the
very little
measurement
bitterness.
is. And so now
No,
we're ready to grind the
acidic
coffee.
notes.
So what
Really,
I need
actually,
for
really
this
great
recipe,
and
I
piping
need
hot.
about
Now,
50
if you wanted
grams
to,
of
if you were the
coffee.
only one
50 grams
drinking
would be
and
enough for
wanted,
2
multiple
cups of coffee. So
transfer this
50
to a
grams for
thermos
all of you
and it
out
will
there.
stay warm.
It's about
But make sure you
2/3
get
of a
it
cup
out of
of
the
coffee
French
by
press.
volume measure.
So I'm going to put this off.
So
to
that's
the
going
side here.
into the grinder here.
And it's been a minute, so now I'm going to add the
And
rest
now
of the
for a
water.
pour-over
so
coffee, you're
in
really
total,
looking
again, I need
for
700
a
grams of
medium
water. That's
fine
about
grind
3 of coffee.
fluid
And a medium fine grind
cups
of
of water.
coffee. Think
And
of sand,
you want
if
to
you
again
will,
start
or
in
a
the
little
middle,
bit of a coarse
and then
sugar.
move the
So
tea kettle,
again,
the
same
spout,
process
the
here where
water
we're
around
moving the
the
grinder up and
outside
down
of the
and
coffee
pulsing
grounds,
at the same time
and then
to
focus in
encourage
on the
as much
center
of a
and pour
uniform
until
grind as
your
possible.
scale reads 700 grams. Now, after we finish pouring the water, it's going to take about
this
4 to
looks
5
good.
minutes for this to brew. And so there we go, we got 700 grams, and now this This is going to
And so
sit.
now I'm
for
going to add it
4
to
to
the
5
Chemex
minutes.
filter.
It's been
Now,
about 4
this is a
minutes.
good way for me to
Our
check
pour
my
over
weight
here
to
looks
see
good.
if I do in fact
grab
get
my
that 50
coffee
grams.
cups. Now, what you're looking for, and this is just right.
52
you can see
grams.
that the paper itself
It's gonna be a
is
little
not
bit of a strong cup of
completely
coffee,
brown,
but it's
and
gonna
that's
be
because
perfect.
we
And now what
pre-moisten
you
the
want to
paper,
do is
and this
you
is
want
when
to
you
just
know
take
it's
this
pretty
filter,
much done.
or
We're
you can
down
even
to the
just do
very
it with the
few
Chemex
last
drops.
drops.
You want to
You wanna
shake the
remove
grounds
this
out so that
Don't
they
wait
level
until
out
it's
completely,
completely
and this
dried
will
out
help
and it's
with
not
an
dripping
even
anymore,
extraction
because you really don't
of
want
the
coffee
dregs
grinds. I'm gonna
of this
zero out my
brew
scale, and
while
I'm
this
going
is
to
piping
add
hot
now
make
the
sure
water.
that
And
you
in total, you're gonna need
enjoy.
about 700
I'm gonna
grams
pour myself
of
a
water,
little bit of a
and that's about
taste.
3 cups Now, the body and the
water if you're
flavor
measuring
here,
by
guys,
volume.
this should
Again,
be
it's
somewhere
the
in
same
between.
principle
The
here.
really
We're not
kind of
using boiling
robust
water, we're
and
using
rich
water.
French
It's
press,
around
and then
190 to
the drip
200
coffee,
degrees.
so somewhere in the
And
middle.
this
Initial stage here, I'm only going to add 100 grams of water, so a small
really, really
portion
great,
of the
guys.
water.
So
and
whatever you
I'm gonna
have at
do
home,
is
if you like the
moisten,
pour-over
or what
method,
this is
or
called,
if you're
it's
like me and have a
blooming
French
the coffee
press at
ground.
home,
So start
now
in the
you
middle,
know
okay,
the method,
with your
the
spout,
ratios, the
your
size of the
spouted tea
grind,
kettle
everything
here,
you need to know
and
to
you
make
want
the
to pour
perfect
around
cup
in
of
circles. You want to
coffee.
avoid
Let us
touching
know
the
how it's
water
working for
to
you
the
right in the comment section
outside
below. And if you
of
have any other
the
kitchen
filter,
conundrums,
because
guys,
what that will
reach
happen,
out to us
the water
using
will
the
just kind of
hashtag
run
Kitchen Conundrums.
straight down the filter,
As
and it won't
always,
bloom up or
enjoy,
moisten
guys.
the coffee grounds. So that's about 100 grams of water there, and I'm gonna let this sit for about a minute, and this is going to hydrate all of the grounds. It's gonna let any of the carbon dioxide, which is a natural gas that occurs in the coffee beans after roasting, to escape, so that when I pour the rest of the water in, there's gonna be a place for it to kind of soak into the beans and for us to get a really great extraction. So I'm gonna wait about a minute here. Now, while I'm waiting for my Chemex to sit, it has been about 4 minutes for my French press coffee here. And what you need to do immediately with a French press, when your timer goes off, you need to plunge the pot, and that is just taking the filter and pushing it all the way to the bottom. This way you're not over extracting your coffee, and you should really pour this and serve it immediately, because if you leave it in this container here, guys, what's gonna happen is you're going to get a very strong and bitter coffee because it is still in contact with those grounds at the bottom. And you should have a perfectly balanced cup of coffee. Just like this. Really very little bitterness, no acidic notes, actually really great, and piping hot. Now, if you wanted to, if you were the only one drinking and you wanted, multiple cups of coffee, transfer this to a thermos and it will stay warm, but make sure you get it out of the French press. So I'm gonna put this off to the side here. And it's been a minute, so now I'm gonna add the rest of the water. So in total, again, I need 700 grams of water. That's about 3 fluid cups of water. And you want to, again, start in the middle and then move the tea kettle, the spout, the water around to the outside of the coffee grounds. And then focus in on the center and pour until your scale reads 700 grams. Now, after we finish pouring the water, it's going to take about 4 to 5 minutes for this to brew. And so there we go, we got 700 grams, and now this is gonna sit for 4 to 5 minutes. It's been about 4 minutes. Our pour over here looks good. I'm gonna grab my coffee cup. Now, what you're looking for, and this is just right, you can see that the paper itself is not completely brown, and that's because we pre-moisten the paper. And this is when you know it's pretty much done. We're down to the very few last drops. You wanna remove this. Don't wait until it's completely dried out and it's not dripping anymore, because you really don't want the dregs of this brew. While this is piping hot, make sure that you enjoy. I'm gonna pour myself a little bit of a taste. Now, the body and the flavor here, guys, this should be somewhere in between the really kind of robust and rich French press and then the drip coffee, so somewhere in the middle. Really, really great, guys. So whatever you have at home, if you like the pour over method, or if you're like me and have a French press at home, now you know the method, the ratios, the size of the grind, everything you need to know to make the perfect cup of coffee. Let us know how it's working for you right in the comment section below. And if you have any other kitchen conundrums, guys, reach out to us using the hashtag Kitchen Conundrums. As always, enjoy, guys.